to Houston, the real team in Texas for now. Kyle
Not according
Adams.
to you.
What?
Not according to you.
Well, has Austin played a game yet?
You said Austin was the only team in Texas.
Has Austin played a game yet?
I don't know. Will they play games?
Austin played the same amount of games as FC Dallas. So fight me.
Does Texas play any games?
You got me. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is Darwin Quintero racked up 12 assists last year on a team that scored like 14 goals. So let's start with me. Kyle Adams lost to Real Monarchs. Cody Cropper to FCC. We talked about that last week. Kike Struna, Montreal. We talked about that last week. Good loss, addition by subtraction. Biggest one, Tomas Martinez, a defense in Justicia. 98 games with 14 goals, 11 assists. Didn't play a ton last season, but was always good for some good minutes in that midfield. Victor Cabrera at center back, 100 games for Houston, not many last season, but again, another longtime player at the door. Ronaldo Pena, Michael Salazar, Wilfred Zahibo, and Tomas Giraldo all on their way out. Coming in, Joe Corona, great signing because Austin couldn't agree to terms with him. They said, thank you very much. Picked up maybe one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the league, or could be, depending on how they use him. Good replacement for Martinez. Maxi Urruti, great signing from Montreal. We already talked about him last week, but that's going to make their attack that much better. They made Ari Lassiter official. 3 goals and 1 assist last year. Was one of their better attacking options. Good switcheroo option, Mr. Tamburello, as you know. Fafa Picault, we just talked about him. Derek Jones, Nashville's injured but very versatile player. I'm almost certain when he was with Philly, he was listed as one of the more promising center defensive mids. And I'm pretty sure Gary Smith last year played him at striker whenever he was healthy. So lots of depth going wherever you'd like. And the big one, Mr. Tim Parker, on his way out of RBNY. He was part of the best center back pair in the league in 2018, finished this year really strongly. However, whoever he gets paired up with, they're going to need to mesh quick, but very excited for his new start. Tyler Pasher, Kylan Morton, Ethan Bartlow, Daniel Rios, and Juan Castilla, a bunch of homegrowns, drafts, and USL players. Lots of players coming in. Are they going to have trouble getting their chemistry together, Adam?
I mean, I don't know how many of the homegrown guys or the guys they drafted are instantly going to get minutes. Parker's one, I think it's a big question mark of who's next to him. Like you saw when he was with Aaron Long, they were arguably the best duo in the league that year. But if it comes to him leading the line himself, or if there's someone, not as good next to him, he's not. I don't see him as being that leader in the back. Like he needs an Aaron Long next to him. So we'll see. Like he's the same age as I am, and that's not saying much. But this is the guy who's in the quote prime of his career. This is when he should be at his best. So this is going to be kind of the time to show what he's got.
Yeah, he's the same age as you, but he's got like negative 3% body fat and can bench press a truck. So there are levels to this, Adam.
I'm working towards one of those things.
Yeah, me too. Connor, thoughts?
I think that a lot of the signings, this kind of reminds me of them building a team similar to like Colorado, where it's a lot of good MLS players, like guys that were, you would regard them as good players on other teams. They brought them all in together, but they don't really have their Miguel Almiron, their Carlos Vela on the team, that game changer. I think that's kind of like a lot of the signings that they brought in, like Joe Corona or Derek Jones, Fafa Picault, or Tim Parker. It kind of reminds me of the way that Colorado's built. So I think that, and that's not a wrong way to go because Colorado's in the playoffs, it seems like, pretty consistently lately. They're a very good team, well-rounded. It kind of seems like Houston's trending that way with the signings that they made. So, and I don't think that they lost a ton, to be honest. So I think it was a pretty good window for them.
Sure. Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it's all going to be about how quickly they get together. And that's why I asked the question, is because you're right. They are all individually very solid players, right? We talk about Joe Corona. We talk about Tim Parker. Pico can give you minutes off the bench. Lassiter was decent last year. Maxi Rudy, good striker. Can you get them all quickly on the same page with the players who are already there? The Darwins, I don't even know anybody else really. Darwin Quintero is the only reason that Houston is legit anyway, right? So I think they might have a little struggle at the beginning, depending on if some egos clash, right? We know, if one person wants to be the guy and they're not allowed to be the guy, it could be an issue. So we'll see how Mr. Tab Ramos takes care of that. Grades, Connor, I want you to go first.
I'm giving them a B plus. I think it was a really good window for them, but I would have to get an A. I would have liked them to have gotten a game changer for their team as opposed to just solid guys throughout the field. Although they were a bad team, so I'm sure they'll take as much as they can get.
You're telling me Tim Parker isn't a game changer, you disrespectful individual. I did give them the A minus. I thought the identity in their strong midfield core, they lost a dead weight. I mean, I've already shared my thoughts on Kike Struna, and they've made improvements in various aspects of their field, right? So I think on paper, great window. It's all about how they're going to adapt. But right now, on paper, I give them an A minus.
I guess it's my turn.
Correct.
I don't know, usually call on me. I give him a B. Connor, how are you going to say Darwin's not a game changer? You only have one game changer in your team, and
yeah, but they didn't pick up Darwin. They already had Darwin.
No, that's why they didn't get a game changer. They looked at their roster and said, "Darwin's here. This is all we need." This man had 12 assists, even though we only scored 5 goals last season. No, I gave him a B. I think my bar for Houston after last season was so low, like to be able to go out and get the guys they did. I think they'll take a huge step forward. I don't know if that means making playoffs, but it's a step in the right direction. So, like, good for them.